Hello, I'm Nadia, and today I want to go through my process of making one of my favourite portrait paintings that I've done ever. I actually went through a lot of turmoils to get this piece out. I spent like quite a few days trying multiple different types of faces. I was trying to study different heads. I wanted to get like more interesting posing in, and it just kept going wrong. So I'm going to go through the process of all of the many failed attempts that I had, and then go through how I kind of ended up where I did. I also want to talk a little bit about style and if it's really that important. I just have a lot of musings about style and I kind of want to talk about it, so I'm gonna do that. So I started this project on the symmetry tool, which if you've never tried to draw a face with the symmetry tool on, I would highly recommend because it is so satisfying. I liked how this was going, but I don't know. I think just something about the face in the end wasn't interesting enough to me. It kind of felt like a bit of a confused idea. I think sometimes when I'm drawing, I rely too much on my brain to just make up something cool. And I think as artists, we kind of need to take in real life reference to give our characters a bit more context. So then I started playing with this idea of putting it in a frame, trying to draw like an interestingly angled head, even though it's still 3/4 view. Then I overworked it, which is a problem of mine, so I started again. There's just a lot more of these kind of rushed failed attempts, so I'll just let it play out for a bit. I really wanted to take this piece forward, so I kept trying to paint it and I just kept getting lost. And sometimes when I'm drawing it, it's just not going well, I just stop. So I scribbled it out. In my despair, I ended up starting this one, which is the beginning of the end. I basically started with the block skin colour, added like general shadows, and then just kept layering and working up that way with the symmetry tool. And this works so much better for me. I think a lot of the time I draw lines and it's sometimes really hard to not follow those lines. They become so like debilitating in a way. So I would highly recommend this. Just trying with a paintbrush, trying to work more with volume. Obviously it depends what you're drawing, but for this kind of painting, I think this definitely works a lot better. And this is how it ended up, which I just think is so cool. And I don't often feel like that about my own drawings, but yeah, I was really happy with it. Interestingly though, I feel like this piece was such a style switch up from what I'd been doing before, which is like these very fine lined, cutesy characters. And it kind of threw me for a loop a bit because I do this a lot. But I'll talk to you about it on camera. What I was trying to say was, in my illustration, I am constantly jumping from style to style, and it's something that in a professional context really actually helped me a lot, because if a client wanted a certain style, I would feel a lot more comfortable trying to emulate that or create something similar, rather than feeling like there was one thing that I did really well. But as a commercial illustrator, it feels often like you need to have the thing that you do, and that's how you draw, and that's what your illustration is. But I don't know, I'm so inspired by so many different things, and
I love seeing things and being like, oh, I'd love to create something like that. I want to make that. I want to make something like this. Oh, look at this amazing concept environment art. I don't want to be like, but I don't do that, so I'm not going to do that. It's like a really odd thing that I find. I kind of just wanted to start a conversation and like hear what you guys might think of it too, because I'm constantly trying to tell myself, oh, you have to stick to one thing. Like I started doing those characters and I was like, okay, this is gonna be my thing. I'll do these little characters and I'll just get better and better at this, and this will be my like USP. But then after doing it for like a few weeks, I literally was just craving doing a portrait painting. I was craving doing more volumetric stuff, like working with paint more. It's just it feels sad as illustrators to not let ourselves explore all of those different facets and to make ourselves only do one thing. I understand though that a lot of illustrators just do have their thing and they love that. And some people have told me that even though I do a lot of different things, there's still like a consistency in my style. But I don't know. I feel a little bit unsure about that sometimes. And a little bit underconfident that I should be, refining my style more and picking a lane. But I seem to be somewhat unable to do that. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of talk about that because I don't think we should force ourselves to stick to a style if we don't want to. Of course, like I said, there's a lot of illustrators that do and they love it, and that's incredible and amazing. But there's such a push for this like finding your style, and like you have to find your style, and here's all the ways you can find your style. And it's like we're still growing all the time. Like we're always taking in new inspiration. I'm not new to illustration, but I still haven't tried everything. I still haven't done all the things that I'm inspired by. I haven't ticked off every single box, and I think for a long time we're still in this space of taking in inspiration, allowing that to translate into our work, trying different things, and maybe one day it'll become a more like solidified thing. But I just don't think there's such a rush to do that. I don't think there's such a, if you don't have a style then you're gonna not make it or something. I don't know. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about it, because it is something that kind of plays on my mind a lot when I'm creating, so I just kind of wanted to open up a conversation about it. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching again. I have been putting off making this video a lot. During making this video, I think at about 500 points, I thought, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to post it because my doubt is creeping in. But I'm going to do it and I'm going to put it out, and that's what's happening. So thank you for watching it if you are watching it, and if you're this far into the video, thank you even more. And yeah, hopefully see you again soon. Bye.